Hi class, this is the quiz 3 help video. Let's start. The first, there are 13 questions in this quiz. Question number 1 to 4 are, no, 1 to 6 or 1 to 7 are not that difficult, but after, there are several questions that are quite difficult, but they're all here. Let me give you examples and give you some help to guide you to work out these problems. Okay, let's try the first one. The first, in this quiz help video, the first 4 questions are not. Question number 1 to number 4 are not that difficult. You can just use dividend growth model or the calculator to work it out. Like the first question, D1 is 1, G is 4%, stock price is 20, how much is the expected dividend yield for the coming year? So it's asking for dividend yield. Dividend yield is just equals to D1 over P0. The math equation should be dividend yield equals to D1 over P0. So you can plug in the numbers. Okay, so this one is easy. The second one, D1 is 1, G is 4%, P0 is 20. So how much is capital gain yield? Remember, capital gain yield, I explained this concept in the homework help video. Capital gain yield should always equals to G, or stock price will be increasing at the rate of G every year. So you don't need to do the calculation. So that's the answer. Capital gain yield equals to G, which is given. Okay, for the third question, it's asking for the last dividend. So you can use the calculator or you can use the equation. Remember, P0 equals to D0. This is dividend growth model, R minus G. So from this, we can do the D0. D0 should equals to P0 multiplied by R minus G. Okay, and then so it seems like and then divided by 1 plus G. So that's D0. You plug in the numbers, you should get the answer. Or use the calculator. Use the calculator on jufinance.com and look for dividend growth model here. And remember, we also need to use the non-constant growth calculator. Dividend growth model here. So find D0. Find the D0 here. So the growth rate in the question is D0 is, we are here. D0 is the question mark. Required rate return is 11. 11 for 11 required rate return. So 20 is stock price. Okay, and also G is 5%. Okay, so make sure dividend you are referring to D0, not D1. So you have a choice between D0 and D1. Choose D0 and click on this button D1. You should get the answer. Based on the information, D0 should be 1.14. So you can use this calculator, but we're plugging the numbers to this equation. Okay, so the next question is asking for D1. So the equation is easier if it's asking for D1. Still, this is dividend growth model. If it's D1, we don't have to multiply by 1 plus G. So from here, so D1 should equals to P0 multiplied by R minus G. And you can plug in the numbers. Or you can use a calculator. 10% for return, 50 for stock price, 6% for growth rate. 50 for 50 for stock price, 10, so change to D1, 10 for and 6 for growth rate, and you can click on dividend. So it should be 2 for this question, or you can plug in the numbers. Okay, so now the difficult questions comes, from in this exercise from question number 5 to question number 8 are actually the real questions from the quiz, but we haven't done any exercise for these questions yet. So when we're doing using the dividend growth model, we are assuming dividend is growing at the rate of G. But if companies are growing at a different rate, like in the earlier years, and then maintain constant growth rate in the later years, then you cannot use dividend growth model. And you go to the on-campus class website, go to jufinance.com, look for Fin 510 on-campus class. So I put the equations there, and this is called non-constant growth dividend model. So because dividend growth rate are not constant, so you cannot use dividend growth model anymore. That's based on constant growth rate of dividend. So if it's like this, so what can you do here? So see, I posted here the solutions for that. It's just like you need to figure out the dividend of each year before its growth rate, its dividend growth rate stays constant. So you need to figure out dividend every year from now on is how much in the future. So you need to figure out a year from now's dividend, 2 years from now's dividend, and because you need this information. Those are the cash flows you'll be getting from your investment in the stock. Until the year, the stocks will be paying dividend at the rate which is constant. Since the growth rate will be constant after that year, so you can use dividend growth model. Now you can figure out the stock prices. So now since you know the stock prices you can sell for this stock, you can just not to consider the future dividend after that year anymore, because you got the stock price you can sell for. So all you need to do is just like use that stock price in the future, and also consider the last dividend you're getting, and also consider all the previous dividend you're getting, and you discount it and at the rate of R, and figure out the net present value of all these cash flows, dividend and the last price you can sell, the price you can sell the dividend of the stock in the future, and that's it. Or you can use this calculator. You can use this calculator. It's called non-constant dividend. How can you find it? You can either go to the class website, and you can find it like for the chapter 8. So on the right side in the right column, so you can find this calculator. But I said FYI here, this is for information. This is equation. It looks complicated, but in fact, it's just when the stock dividend starts to grow constantly, you can figure out the stock price at that time. That's the price you can sell the stock for. Before that date, you always receive the dividend. The dividend will be not growing at the same rate. It will be growing at different rate. But however, since the growth rate will be given to you, so you just increase by that rate year by year. So you can figure out the dividend. And also you know the price. So you just use the NPV function, you can calculate the P0. The net present value of the dividend and the price you can sell for would be the present value would be your P0, the stock price. This is a general idea.